Okay, this is Yaxnode754, and we're back with Duke Nukem 3D user maps. This time we're going to be playing Levelord's Sewer, which was another instance of those maps that actually didn't make it into the original game, but I think it's safe to assume that this would have been another one of those episode 3 maps, maybe if had it actually made it into the final product, but it didn't. So it got released as a standalone level. And Sewer is a little bit like Sweeney. It's a pretty tough one, and but we're gonna take on the... Oh, this is actually a wrong map. Oh jeez, yeah. That was Sewage. That was not the map that I was going for. Sewage is another level by, I think it was made by Alan Page, I think. But anyways, that's gonna be one of those maps that I'm probably gonna do a little bit later. But I think we can get going with this one, and I think Invader is a good choice for our today's user map music. And yeah, this map is off to a pretty hectic start, so you just want to avoid taking any damage. Don't use explosives excessively, because that can be a problem. Because the street areas are basically like full of pickups, so they're gonna be roaming all over the place. And this map also doesn't have any secrets in it either, but it does have like little, things like this, which kinda are poor man's secrets, but they will do. I like taking this route because it is the most efficient one, because you can actually get a good deal of weapons, and this allows us also to take care of the pickups on that balcony. Because sometimes these guys, they usually tend to snipe you quite often, so it's better to take them out. Oh, these guys are already dead. Oh yeah, of course, because I tossed a pipe bomb in there earlier, so of course, should have known better. Let's take this, and then we're gonna jump into this room, and... Jesus. And yeah, that room could be a problem, so that's an optional room, but yeah, that assault trooper, he Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is the thing with this map, because it's like you can't always tell where these pickups are, going around and stuff. But and yeah, you can also destroy these, or actually this one. This is the only one that requires a usage of an explosive weapon. But these will take you down into the sewer, and same goes with this thing. So you can basically go into the sewer anytime, but we will be doing this so that we will be getting all the kills and all the keys and everything and all this stuff that has to be done. Well, actually it doesn't have to be done, but let's do it anyways. If you do it properly. And in here I believe we have RPG. RPG is gonna come really handy later on, but it's not probably gonna be like super useful down here in the street level, because we do have most like pickups and stuff. So but I think it is going fairly well at this point, because it's a little bit like more on the damage limiting side, how you can kind of like, deal with all these pickups and stuff. but let's use this and go over here. Yeah, and more of this tech gizmo stuff. Something similar that we saw in Sweeney, but you know, these things, they are basically, you know, riding those platforms can be somewhat difficult. I'm not even sure are they like timed so that, you know, you can actually ride them, because it looks like, you know, they go just completely random. So, and you know, the fastest way is just to run across them, but I'm not sure if you can actually get squished by them. But you know, knowing the nature of this game, I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the case. Right, and that's how we get the atomic health. Use this and here we are. So with the blue key we can go over here and go to this little bit of a hotel hellish stairwell, and then we go all the way to the top. And guess what? It's a usual horde of pickups once again. Wow. And that didn't even do anything. I was kind of hoping that, you know, the whole room would have, you know, or the population would have been completely obliterated, but that was not the case. But, oh, I must get those two. So now, with the yellow key, let's go into the sewers, into the sewer area itself, where most of this map will take place. And just like it was with Sweeney, there are explosions. So there will be a few instances of these, you know, sections opening up and stuff. And there will be plenty of octobreaks. And you wonder why that thing is over there. Because it's technically speaking, it is outside the map. But the trick with this one is that since in the code of the game, if you place an item in the air, it's not affected by physics until the player has a visual on it. So we can go over here and, yeah, since we, quote, saw, quote, that item, it dropped down. So, yeah, funny little fact. Dude, will you... Oh jeez, here we go with your teleporting games again. Couldn't care less. And as said, this sewer area is... the octobrines are, you know, they're in numbers. So there will be plenty of screaming going on. But now we can go over here and deal with these dudes. And also get our hands on a shrinker. And yeah, this is one of those multi-switch things, pretty cool effect. So use this and you get the idea. And all of these have boots in them. So if you run out of boots, just stop by around here and yeah, there we go. And you're just gonna love these, you know, little level design tricks. Yeah. But anyways, more and more explosions. I'm not sure if you can actually even avoid taking any damage from this. Probably not. Given the fact that, you know, this explosion is basically almost in your face and you want to check the shading. But yeah, this is an old map, so. But the sewer area itself is pretty damn dark. And since this is a Levelord map, shadows are, you know, the thing with his design. And he usually likes to go really dark with the shadows. And I personally love that. And for example, I have always been like a huge fan of his really like dramatic contrasts and everything. That's like when it's like dark, it's like really dark, and when it's bright, it's like you can clearly see, and there can be like really dramatic differences. So that's always something that I've always loved about his design and his design in general. So, but of course, Alan Blum is also one of those designers that you gotta love his maps too. Although I think Jesus Christ, I can't see a damn thing. And I think there's one more. Yeah. Yeah, he was outside the map. But yeah, Alan Blum's maps are also pretty cool. But I personally prefer Levelord more because I like most of his maps are my favorite maps. Although I think with Alan Blum he has some pretty solid maps too, such as the I would say Episode 2 Level 8 Dark Side, Tiberius Station. And he did probably most of the episode 2. So, let me think. And he did also most of E1 levels, I think. With the exception of E1L5, The Abyss. But I would probably say that, Alan Blum's maps tend to be... They tend to be somewhat different in a good way. And yes, more and more darkness. And yeah. With that, we have the red key. So we are now ready to leave this map, but we still have some things to do. Such as this one, but this is like really Levelord stuff, these are like really weird, I would say maybe a little bit like Doomish things, like these really weird rotating sectors and these things. And also these cool doors are like Levelord's things, such as, let me think, Incubator has that one fancy door near the start. And stuff. Okay, so now we have only a handful of enemies remaining, and I think it would be safe to assume that most of the enemies are actually around here. And yeah, that's also like really weird stuff. Almost a direct hit, but it wasn't enough. But I think we have only a handful of kills remaining, so... Oh no. I think these are probably the last foes of the map. Did he die already? Yeah, he did. Are you kidding me? Oh. Yeah, that would be all. Yes. That is how Sewer is done by Levelord. But yeah, this map it's a very traditional Levelord map when it comes to, although I think it's a little bit bigger than most of his maps, because most of his city maps that he did in for episode 3, Shrapnel City, most of the maps were kind of small, and they were a little bit more on the smaller side, but they had plenty of depth in them. Still, let's say it's a little bit crazy to think that Raw Meat is probably the biggest map that he probably did for episode 3, which is the opening level, of course, of Shrapnel City. But it had plenty of like dimension in it, like underwater areas and stuff. So there's like a little bit of a technical resemblance to Raw Meat with this one. So it is like, there's the street level, and then there's the, sewer area, and which is pretty well connected too. because those explosions kind of like wreak havoc in the sewer area, kind of opening up new areas and stuff, allowing you to access these things in pretty much in any order you want. And what makes this map a little bit unusual is the fact that you actually don't need you don't need a blue key or a yellow key to complete this map. The only thing you need is the red key, and if you can find it, you can beat the map anytime. But it is very rare in Duke 3D to have these things, so that you can like go really unlinear with these things. But of course, if you just go straight into the sewer area, it means that some of the areas, to my understanding, cannot be accessed if you go straight down into the sewers without a key. To my understanding, like some of these areas cannot be accessed anymore, since you can't really trigger the explosions because of the different entry points that take you down into the sewer area. So, for example, if you take one of those breakable vents and go down, and the chances are that you might just be restricted to a certain area of the sewers, but not so still that you wouldn't be able to beat the map, because you can still get the red key. But I'm not like 100% sure on this, but it's a good map. Dramatic shadows, his trademark, stretchy textures, and and weird tech gizmo stuff that he likes doing quite a lot. These weird computers, weird doors, and everything. That's like so Levelord, and that's why I like his maps quite a lot. And my Duke 3D maps have been influenced quite a lot by him, actually. But yeah, that is how sewer is done. But difficulty-wise, I would say the start is the toughest part, because you get like pickups all over the damn place, and if you just start running around, not really like giving it a thought, you might end up in trouble. And it is not as hectic as Sweeney is, but it can be difficult. But once you get going and you establish yourself a foothold on those street areas, and you get some explosives and then some extra weaponry, in that case you should be completely fine. But I think that's everything about sewer, and I think there will be some user maps still to come. One of those that I'm planning to do is MSSP 6, or I'm gonna do the whole MSSP thing anyway. MSSP series, at least. But I haven't really thought about these an awful lot since I got the Duke Nukem 64 thing going on. But with that, I think we're all done. So yeah, this was Sewer by Levelord. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you around.